Today I'm going to share with you the 5 best authoring tools on the market that you can use for your online course or e-learning program. And I'm going to show you step by step how to use each and every one of these tools. Now, there's 2 types of authoring tools. There are native authoring tools and there are standalone authoring tools. A native authoring tool is an authoring tool that exists as part of another e-learning technology, typically an LMS or a learning management system, a learning experience system or an LXP, or a BMS, a business management system. So it is an authoring tool that is built in to another type of technology. Okay, now a standalone authoring tool is an authoring tool that exists 100% solely as an authoring tool and nothing else. So it is a tool that you can use to author or create your online courses, and then you take those online courses and you host them or you upload them to a learning management system, a learning experience platform, or a business management system, whatever type of e-learning tool you're using to deliver your courses, your e-learning programs to your learner. Today I'm going to be sharing with you different types of tools. I have a couple that are standalone and I have a few that are also native to specific systems. Now we're going to kick it off with one of the most powerful authoring tools on the market, and it is actually a native authoring tool. Now the great thing is you can actually grab your free trial right now and check out this authoring tool with me. It is called TalentCraft by TalentLMS. So TalentLMS is the learning management system, or really it's more of a learning experience platform at this point, but LMS is in the name. It's a branding thing. It's been around for a long time. It's gotten better and better. It's an LXP now basically, or a business management system, but it's called TalentLMS. I invite you to grab your free trial of TalentLMS in the description below, and in addition to getting an unlimited free trial of TalentLMS, you can try out TalentCraft on your own for free, the native authoring tool within TalentLMS. I'm going to give you my free TalentLMS Made Simple online course, which empowers you with a step-by-step process to get your whole system, not just your authoring, but your entire system set up so you can start serving your learners, start training your employees, your contractors as soon as possible. And TalentLMS is an internal learning management system. There are 2 types of learning management systems, internal and external. Internal meaning that it is built to serve your employees, to serve your team members, to help you train and develop your team. An external learning management system is one that helps you sell and market online courses, okay, to your customers. So TalentLMS, once you grab that free trial, log in, create that account, grab that free course, TalentLMS Made Simple, and here is what we have. So once you're logged in, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you are on the new interface. Okay, so if you log in and you're on the legacy interface, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and all you're going to need to do is click on New Interface right here. And then you're going to need to activate the new interface and then go try it now. Okay, I've already activated it, so it just opens up. You may not even have to do this. It really depends on when you're watching this video and signing up for your free trial. But this is how you get to where we need to be so we can use TalentCraft. Okay, so now we go to courses. And we're going to go to Add Course. And there are a variety of different ways to build courses in TalentLMS. And I actually have a full video about how to build an online course from scratch in TalentLMS. And it's linked in the description below this video, and it's linked right here as well. So you can check out that video if you want to learn all the ways you can use TalentLMS to author your course. But today, I specifically want to share with you TalentCraft because it is, in my opinion, one of, if not the most powerful native authoring tools on the market, and you get access to it absolutely free with your free trial. So when you go to New Course, we click on Add. And see, it says TalentCraft, New, all the fun things. There's all these other options too. You can check those out in that other video. But let's click on TalentCraft. Now what's going to happen is TalentLMS has just opened up the TalentCraft authoring tool for us right here. We have a bunch of different options. We can start from scratch. We can import from a doc, generate with AI, or use a template. Now you may be seeing something different. Maybe they've changed the starting point when you're using this. But the basics are combining AI with your creative authoring abilities. okay? And really all of these options start with AI. So I'm gonna start from scratch. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with using our AI options. We can also add other things too, text, we can add lists, images, videos, and we can add all this after we have AI kind of kick things off for us as well. And that's what I want to do. So I'm going to start by having AI create a page about. And what I want to do is create a onboarding for sales staff module. So create a page about the 10 things you need to complete your first week on the job as a new outbound sales professional at our company. So we tell it what we want, and it starts generating the whole page. So it's going to generate images for us. It's going to generate text for us. Okay. It's going to generate flashcards with images. It's going to generate a quiz for us. It basically is going to generate all the things that we can add ourselves down here. So this is a great way to really have the idea for your course, okay, and use AI to help you generate ideas of how it's actually going to look like in TalentLMS. So we start with text. Here's the essentials. Here's the 10 essentials. You can go through and customize these for what is applicable at your company. Now, no matter what authoring tool you're using based on what we go through today, I highly recommend that you integrate video into your courses. So even if you use these tools to author beautiful courses, which they do, and they do it automatically. I mean, click of a button and we have a whole module mapped out. Okay, and we can actually ask it to keep going, write about images, about questions. We can ask it to create questions, all these different things. Okay, so now what we can also do is add stuff ourselves. So we can click on multimedia here. Here's video. And then what we can do is, you see how there's a 14 here? That means there's 14 sections right now. Okay, so what I can do is move this up, because you can move it up by hitting the arrow. Move it down by hitting the other arrow. You can also click on the number. And I want to move this all the way to 1. So now we got video at the top. And then I can change this video, either swap it out with something on YouTube, swap it out with something on Vimeo. I can upload a video directly. And there you go. And then you can have the rest of the module be text and other interactive elements that relate to the video. We can also, maybe we want to have a pretty clear assessment of what they learned. Well, we can create a question about things. Yeah, so we're going to create a question. Same prompt. Which of the following is essential for new outbound sales professionals? There you go. Okay. So we can go here and change the type of question. Okay. We can add charts. We can add all these different things. Okay. And then we can preview it for what our learners are going to see. Okay. We can preview it on different devices. And we can go back to edit. We can change different settings, just kind of branding settings, colors, fonts, etc. We got a lot of tools to cover today, so let's go back and look what was created here. This is a unit. In TalentLMS, we call modules units. At eLearning Partners, we call module a module. TalentLMS calls it a unit. So this is one learning unit within this course. Okay, so if we want to add another, we can go to TalentCraft. We're going to add a second TalentCraft learning unit. And we can actually import it from a document if we want. So if you have a course already mapped out on a PDF, or maybe you have an ebook or a PDF document of just different policies that you want to teach people in an online course, maybe you have different sales strategies, maybe you have different finance equations and different things that your company uses, you can import a document and let the AI of TalentCraft mock up an initial module for you. Okay. You can also just generate with AI, which is basically the same thing as starting from scratch. Then you can also use a template. So right now, there's only a few templates, but you see, maybe you want to describe a role. and you want to create a module for a bunch of different roles. Well, this is a template for how to do that. So customer support rep, you can change all this out. You see how it has brackets. You can change all these things out, okay? But here you go. You have an entire template built out automatically for a job role. And then you can, yet again, use AI here to add to it. And then you can customize it yourself too. And like I said, we probably want to add a video. So same thing, we add that. And then we go click on our number here. And then I like to put it at the top. I like to really start with a video. Now I'd probably actually put it below this image. So we're gonna go boom. There it is. Might even want to put it below this paragraph, so we can do it again. There we go. Everyone learns via video. You're learning via video right now. I like to include videos in my e-learning, even when I'm using an authoring tool. So that is the first authoring tool I want to share with you today. The second is Articulate 360. And by the way, you are going to see some similarities between TalentCraft and Articulate 360. Now, Articulate 360 is amazing because it is a suite of e-learning tools. The main two being Rise 360, and then if you are a Windows user, you are also going to have access to Storyline 360. I am a Mac user, and I don't like using more complicated authoring tools anyway, even though I know you can do more with Storyline. But the reality is, everyone learns via video, so why complicate things? Let's deliver it via video. Everyone learns via video and AI right now, right? And people are either looking things up and watching a video about something, or they're asking AI. And when AI can't answer something, it usually serves up a video. And it's like, hey, this is what I said in text, and here's a video about it. Okay, so why complicate things? But Storyline 360 is another reason why Articulate 360 is on this list, because it allows you to do more customized things. So once you log in to Articulate 360, and by the way, Articulate 360 also has a free trial. You can grab your free trial of Articulate 360, linked in the description below this video. The thing with Articulate 360, and why I personally like TalentCraft a little better, okay, is this is going to cost you $1,000 plus per year per user. TalentCraft is free. Okay, you can have up to 5 users for free. You can mess around in TalentCraft, and it builds beautiful courses. The problem is, if you use TalentCraft, you're also married to TalentLMS. So you can't just design or author a course in TalentCraft, export a SCORM, XAPI, CMI5, and then upload it to another system. So that's the benefit of Articulate, is you not only get access to Storyline, Rise, Review, Reach, and then, yeah, there's also a screen capture tool, some other tools that are part of Articulate 360. But you can actually author a course and have it live in any LMS that is SCORM, XAPI, CMI5 compliant. That being said, let's look at Rise 360, because Rise 360 is the authoring tool in the online, web-based, browser-based version of Articulate 360. If you have Windows, then you can download Storyline as well, and check that out. So I'm going to go to Create New, okay? And we can create a course, we can create microlearning. We're going to start with creating a course. And we're going to start with AI. There's really no point in not starting with AI now. You should always start with AI when you're creating something, because it shortcuts the time. It gets your brain to start brainstorming, right? It just really cuts the course creation time down significantly. Not just in half, even more. And I actually have a course called AI e-Learning Unleashed, linked in the description below this video. It teaches you the strategy of how to use AI to shortcut your e-learning process so that you can create more courses, more high quality courses, and change more people's lives faster and without getting stuck again in the e-learning process. So here we go, generate course outline. What is your course about? Well, we'll give it some similar prompts here, shouldn't we? Okay, so prompts we were given, TalentCraft. Let's see if it'll pull it up here. Well, the prompt is the 10 best practices for a new sales professional for their first week of onboarding training. If you have a target audience, who are they? Sales professionals. So I'm talking about internal training right now, but that's the other benefit of Articulate 360 or Rise 360 over using TalentCraft. This TalentCraft is part of an internal learning management system for training employees. If you're looking to sell courses, you can author that inside Articulate and then put it into an external learning management system, an external BMS, business management system, or an external learning experience platform, and then sell your courses. If you have specific learning objectives, what are they? Don't have them. Okay, what source content should I reference? Fine, continue. Lesson 1, okay. So now it's generating just like any other AI here. And that's the thing is like, I like this. The thing is, you can always just have ChatGPT or Grok or whatever you use, Gemini, open a new tab and just go back and forth between that and your authoring tool. Okay, and any of the tools I'm sharing with you today. The benefit here is I can just click on this button and it's going to take the outline that it just created and boom, it plops it inside a Rise 360 course template. Okay, so we have all of these modules now. Understanding your sales role, all these different things. And I could have actually updated that outline before I did this as well. What you want to do next is go through and delete what you don't want and all these things. But let's go into the actual module design. So understanding your sales role, create lesson. Here we go. And look, it's blank. And look, this kind of looks similar to TalentCraft, doesn't it? So if we open up a new TalentCraft unit, we go start from scratch. Look at this. Pretty similar, huh? AI block. AI assistant pops up right here. Generate block, generate image, all this stuff. Now, we are going to use AI, and same thing. We're going to ask it to understanding your sales role. Okay, so generate a block. I'm going to try and get it to create a whole page, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to create a block or a section, as we would call it in TalentCraft. It's kind of frustrating because I want it to generate a whole page. And when you're watching this, maybe Rise 360 generates a whole page. But let's see, create an entire page for me about the importance of my outbound sales role. New process. Use this outline. So it's writing up everything. Insert block. So we got a whole block now. Here's the process. Pretty cool. So it's not generating the whole page, but how it generates each block is more strategic than TalentCraft, because it's more of a collaborative experience where you are going back and forth with the generative AI versus the AI generates things here and then you manually are going to go and make edits. Okay, so they're different. Okay, let's go to AI image. Keep in mind, TalentCraft is free though, and Rise 360 is part of Articulate 360, which is going to be at least close to $1,000 per user per year. So describe image. Image of happy salespeople closing deals. None. Generate image. Let's see what happens. Cool. Insert this. We got an image, friend. Pretty cool. We keep going. Yet again, video rules all. So I want video to be at the top here. We're going to move video all the way up the top. Okay. Understand your sales role, add a video. Here's a process. Image, yeah, we're gonna move the image up too. Yeah. Video, happy image. Let's actually, I wanna add, generate block and go add text block about the overview of the outbound sales role position. Paragraph. So it's going to generate that for me now. Insert block. Boom. Okay, we're going to move this up. Pretty cool. Like I said, we always want to adjust these things too, to make sure that we like what AI is actually coming up with and add our own piece to it. So that's the second authoring tool, Articulate 360. Now the third one is another native authoring tool. Our Articulate 360 is a standalone authoring tool. Now one of the other benefits of Articulate 360, okay, is what we can do is we can actually share what we have created, and we can add collaborators, okay? We can get feedback from people using Review 360, okay? We can use Review 360, publish the Review 360, we publish it, and then you can basically give notes on a course, okay? So I can publish this, and then in Review 360, we can literally go in and add feedback. We have our comment section on this side as we're going through our course on the left, okay? So pretty cool. It's one of the main benefits of a standalone authoring tool is it can have all these extra things because that's all it's doing is authoring courses. Now let's get to our third tool, and this one is an native authoring tool and an external learning management system or business management system called Kajabi. I actually run both of my online businesses using Kajabi. And I'm offering you a 30-day free trial of Kajabi, which is double the free trial you'll get if you go direct to Kajabi. And in addition to getting the 30-day free trial, I'm throwing in my Kajabi Made Simple online course. Linked in the description below this video. Step by step, you're going to learn how to set everything up, run your entire business, your entire course or e-learning business using Kajabi, using one software, and you're going to start being able to make money with the system before you even have to start paying for Kajabi. Kajabi Made Simple, 30-day free trial. Grab both below in the description. The great thing is I can run both my websites using Kajabi. I can build out all my marketing tools, all my landing pages. I host my online courses using Kajabi. My podcast, I have a podcast called The Athlete with Asthma Show. Kajabi hosts it for me, syndicates it out to all the main podcasting platforms. Okay, I can have pop-ups and deliver free guides, lead magnets, all these different things using Kajabi. And it hosts courses, and it has a native authoring tool. And here's how it works. Once you grab that 30-day free trial of Kajabi, log on in, and here we are. What we want to do is go under products, go to courses, go to new course, and here we are, course details. Very different view of authoring than what we've seen so far. What do we want to author a course about? How about the top 5 best authoring tools for online courses and e-learning programs and how to use them? What you want to do with Kajabi is you want to make sure that your title is descriptive and your description is descriptive, okay? And what I can do is I'm actually going to list some of the tools and then use this info to generate content and additional resources. So step-by-step course on how to select the best authoring tool or tools for your business, how to implement it into your technology stack, and maximize the value. Some authoring tools we will go over are TalentCraft by TalentLMS, Articulate 360, and Kajabi. And there are 2 more, but I don't want to spoil that for you yet. Okay, then we want to make sure we go use this info to generate content, additional resources. This is AI. They're not calling it AI, but this is AI. So you want to be descriptive because what's going to happen next is similar to what we saw with TalentCraft and with Articulate 360, it's going to generate an outline for us, and it's actually going to populate some of that content. And since this is an external learning management system, it's also going to create some marketing resources for us. We're not going to change any of this right now. We can change this later. It's just branding for the course. Okay. Next, this is pricing, because what's going to happen is it's going to automatically create a checkout page to do payment processing, to take your customer's payment information, which is pretty cool. I'm going to skip this for now too, though, but it'll automatically create it for you if you want it to, which is cool. So course outline is creating a landing page to promote the course. Remember, we're selling courses here. Athlete with asthma, here we go. I have online courses. My flagship online course is called Drop 30 and Keep It Off. And here's the sales page for it. Kajabi is mocking up a page promoting the course that can at first be a page for you to take in people's information that are interested in the course. And then once it's live, you can turn that page into a sales page like this. And you can use AI to help with that. Then, like I said, different checkout pages are going to be created. So this is automatically created for us too, to sell the courses. So here we go, 5 best authoring tools for online course. Okay, introduction to authoring tools. This is the first module. Okay, and in Kajabi, it breaks groups of lessons into modules. At eLearning Partners, I call the grouping of learnings milestones. You may call them learning objectives or learning outcomes. I prefer learning outcomes. I have a whole video about learning outcomes versus learning objectives, which one you should create, how to create it, and why this is important for increasing your engagement and your results of your learners. So definitely check that video out, linked in the description below and right here. But here we go, introduction to authoring tools. This is what I would call a milestone. Kajabi calls it a module. Each of these are lessons in TalentLMS. We call these things units. And if I go add, I can actually add a section. So in TalentLMS, the grouping of units is called sections. In Kajabi, modules and lessons. Okay, so we got introduction, deep dive into TalentCraft, deep dive into Articulate, deep dive into Kajabi, and then conclusion and next step. So it's broken it down, the entire course, into 5 what Kajabi calls modules. I call them milestones. And what's cool is if we open up these lessons, or what I call modules, what TalentLMS calls units, we have text already built for us. Now what you can do is use this text to help you record a video. Okay, and like I said, video is the #1 way people learn, video and AI. So I highly recommend that when you're authoring your courses, have video integrated. And with Kajabi, Kajabi is a very simplistic native authoring tool. So all my courses that you get from me, AI eLearning Unleashed, eLearning Simplified Academy, YouTube 2K Blueprint, all linked below. They're all heavily video focused with some text. And like eLearning Simplified Academy, for example, has a business plan that helps you build kind of your online course e-learning business as well. You're going to want to use video. Okay. You can also add downloads and different automations as well, because we can send automatic emails. This is a great thing about having an external learning management system like Kajabi, is when someone completes a lesson in your course, can literally have an email automatically send them a resource or automatically check in with them. Okay. You can also, when someone purchases your course, you can create something called an onboarding email sequence. So if I go down to marketing and email campaigns here, I have onboarding email sequences for all my online courses. eLearning Simplified Academy. Here we go. Let's search onboarding. Be easier to find it. Yeah, YouTube 2K Blueprint. eLearning Simplified Academy. Onboarding email sequence. So when people purchase it, I'm going to walk them through step by step how to get the most out of eLearning Simplified Academy. Okay, pretty cool. So you can do all these other things, podcasts, all these other things. Okay, so that is really how we use Kajabi. Like I said, it created this outline for us. We can delete things, right? So if we don't like the fact that, like I personally don't like this conclusion one, So I don't want to waste people's time. I'm not going to teach them anything here, so I'm just going to delete these. Not even look at what's there. I'm going to delete this too. Delete module. You can't delete the module, or what I would call a milestone, until you delete the lessons within it. And all these are on draft. So in order to preview it, you're going to want to go to publish. Okay. And you want to publish all of these, and you keep going. Now, we can customize things further by going on to customize here. And we can pick a template, which is basically a design template that Kajabi is going to provide for us. You can also buy Kajabi templates and upload them here. But I highly recommend just take what they have and you can customize it. Why spend additional money when you can, with that 30-day free trial, use what they have, build everything out, start making money, and then later on, if you want to change your template and spend money on something, you can do that. But let's make some money first. So once we have that, we can go in here. And Kajabi auto builds all the pages you need for your online course. So we have like our main product page, okay? Then we have our posts, which is the same thing as a lesson. So this is what the individual lessons will look like. So this is where the video goes, and there's like a playlist here. Here's all that text, right? Here's where downloads will show up. If you have downloads, here's comments. So you can personally coach your learners, right? So they can ask questions about what they learned, and then you can respond to them and stuff. Pretty cool. Just different things. There's a search one where they can search the course and just literally they can pull up modules based on questions they have, your students. Categories. Categories is another word that Kajabi uses for modules. So yeah, same thing. Modules and categories are the same thing. Okay, so this is where all those modules, if we had them all published, they would all show up here. And then all your lessons would show up within the modules. Here's a specific category. So when you open up a specific category, this is what it'll look like. Or specific module, yeah, very similar. Announcements, if you want to do that. I don't really do announcements. Announcements is just like, hey, this new thing happened in the course and I want you to know about it. I just send everyone an email. I don't have announcements just chilling in the course. And if you want to learn even more how to author courses in Kajabi and how to build everything else in Kajabi, your email sequences, your sales funnels, get your payment processing set up, build your entire website and your CRM, your customer relationship management system, and how to get the most out of Kajabi for your business, then I highly recommend you grab that 30-day free trial and Kajabi Made Simple for free, absolutely for free as a bonus in the description below. Number 4. TalentCards, another native authoring tool created by the same company that created TalentLMS. Now, very different learning management system though. It is also an internal learning management system or internal e-learning software meant to help you, empower you to train your employees, your contractors, your team members, specifically focused in a mobile setting though. Now, you can build everything on desktop, and I'm going to show you how to author in TalentCards right now on desktop. But your learners are actually going to be using the app. And here is what the app looks like. What I like about this is we've been talking a lot about video-based training, okay? So what's cool here is this matches the user experience of social media, okay? Of YouTube Shorts, where we watch videos, we scroll to the next one, okay? The scrolling culture. And it focuses on microlearning as well, learning little bits at a time. We don't need a complicated authoring tool like Articulate 360. Not that Rise is really that complicated, Storyline is. We don't need that. We just need some high quality visuals and a very easy user experience with videos involved so we can teach our people on the go when maybe you have a contractor at your company that needs to go to a job site. Right? Maybe you run a HVAC company, a plumbing company. Maybe you run a sprinkler company, like one of my clients, Sprinklers Inc. Maybe you just have consultants that are in the field all the time. And this is an easy way for them to get some quick learning on the go. And yet again, I want you to try this out with me. So I am offering you an unlimited free trial of TalentCards, linked in the description below this video. In addition, you're going to get TalentCards Made Simple as my free bonus resource to you to get everything up and running on TalentCards, not just authoring your courses, but getting everything set up so you can start serving your learners, start training your employees, start developing your team members as soon as possible so you can start getting even more value out of the system, even if you're using it for free. Okay, so go grab that free trial, your free copy of TalentCards Made Simple, and then you can join me with authoring some courses in TalentCards. So once you're logged in TalentCards, what you're going to see is all these tabs. Well, in TalentCards, a course is actually a card set. It could also be a sequence if you want it to be, but for simplistic purposes, it is a card set. Now, card sets can be put together into sequences as well. See here, there's multiple card sets here. Can edit the sequence, and we have a handful of card sets in this sequence, right? We can move them around, and you have to take them in order. And once you take one, it opens up the next one. How do we do this? Well, we can go back to our last page, and we can take a card set, drag it over another card set, and we can make a sequence. You can also make a folder and put a bunch of your card sets in a folder just for organization purposes. But when you put in a sequence, your learners have to take it in order. Okay, so let's create a set. Here's how authoring within TalentCards works. Okay, same thing. Here's our AI piece. Now we can also create from scratch. We can also create a set from a PDF file, very similar to in TalentCraft, where we could create a set or create a unit based on importing a document. Okay, so we have these different options. I'm going to create a standard set using AI, the robot here. Name. So same thing we've been doing. 10 best practices for a new outbound sales professional during onboarding. Description. I'm actually going to put this in the description and just call this outbound sales professional onboarding. Okay, create an instant set. Continue with our new editor. Now, spaced repetition is really adaptive learning, so that if you're teaching a concept and your learners already know a lot of it, then they don't actually have to take all the cards. They don't have to take the whole course. So you can create something like that too, and just automatically ask your learners some questions and then changes what they actually get delivered to them. Create a new editor, generate with AI, card set topic. Yep, I'm gonna put in our description. Only give me 60 characters, that's okay, generate. Then it's gonna generate some cards for us. Now it's gonna generate cards, it's also gonna generate images, and we are also gonna generate different quiz questions using AI. So introduction, research, personalize, use a multi-channel approach, practice active listening. We can add additional cards if we want. We can delete cards here too, if we like. Now, in TalentCards Made Simple, in the online course, I go through step-by-step how to do all of this and more. I go through even deeper how to use all of this. But let's go continue. Okay, generate quiz. So same thing, it's gonna give us one question because we're on the free version. So once you start paying for TalentCards, you're gonna get even more use out of the AI. Okay, generate quiz. It's gonna generate a question based on those 5 cards that we have. And then we're gonna get to image generation, which I think is really cool. Even though AI at this point, I've recorded this video and it's getting better and better. Every time I record something about TalentCards, the images get better and better. So a year from now, maybe you're watching this a year from when this came out, the images are probably even better. Just super exciting. What should you do before reaching out to prospects and outbound sales? Research about them, of course. We can add additional questions if we want as well, but for now, I'm just gonna do one. Continue. And then, yeah, I'm gonna let TalentCards AI generate original backgrounds. You can also add your own custom backgrounds if you want. So you can have your graphic design team create them. So this usually takes 3 to 5 minutes. I understand, great. Once it's done, here it is. And we can make it live by clicking on the eye here. Edit content. Here we go. Open it up and boom, top 10 best practices. Pretty cool. Now all this stuff is spelled wrong, but it is what it is. It's still kind of cool that it created this image. And we go to the next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. There we go. Cool, right? Here's what you get when you upgrade to TalentCards Premium. You can get 10 cards, 5 multiple choice questions, and you can actually translate the cards into 100+ languages. Pretty cool. And TalentCards really is very inexpensive. It is my favorite internal learning management system on the market. TalentLMS can do more. I just like how simple TalentCards is, which is why I highly recommend it for you, especially if you're doing remote training, for if your team is always remote and on job sites and they have their phone with them but not necessarily a computer or a laptop or whatever. So remember, video is everything. So what we can do is add videos to all these cards. We click on the film strip here, and then we can add videos directly from YouTube if we want. Okay. We can add videos from Vimeo. Okay, so maybe you have videos that are on Vimeo. I actually have a video all about the top 5 best video hosting platforms. You can check that out for online courses. It is linked in the description below this video, and it's linked right here. So definitely check that out. Vimeo is a part of that, and there's benefits of using Vimeo. You can also just upload the videos directly to TalentCards, okay? But once we get the video on here, we're gonna resize it. And I like to make that the focal point of my cards. And I like to put one on every single card. So I go publish here. When my team members are using TalentCards, so we can find this card set. Here it is, about sales. Then they're watching videos, go to the next card. Watch video, go to the next card. I keep going all the way through. And you see this point, this is the gamification part of TalentCards, which I have a full video about how to use TalentCards to increase your KPIs and results at your company. And this is part of it, is the gamification part, using the analytics of TalentCards, rewarding your people for not only improving in TalentCards and actually taking the exams, going through the card sets, but actually improving their KPIs in the real world. So this is TalentCards. You can also have a QR code, so you can set up training all around your office, your warehouse, whatever, and you can have different trainings related to different parts of your space. And then the QR code setup, you can also have like the HR principles. You can have HR training, all these different things. Maybe employee handbook you can have built into a card set, and your employees can just scan it with the QR code and it pops up, and there you go. Pretty cool. All right, and you have a video all about the employee handbook or whatever. So the last authoring tool, the 5th best authoring tool for online courses, is a standalone authoring tool. And no, it's not Adobe Captivate. Not that I'm hating on Adobe Captivate, I just find Adobe Captivate to be inferior to what you get out of Articulate 360, what you get out of Rise 360, the Articulate suite, and this one's just better. Descript. Descript is my 5th best authoring tool that I highly recommend. I use it on a daily basis. And I use it not only to author courses, to create videos, I use it to create podcasts, I use it to create shorts, I use it to create blogs, I use it to create YouTube descriptions, I use it to create module text for my courses, I use it to create all these different things. In essence, it is a video editing AI tool that allows you to do so much more. So I have Descript open up, and by the way, I also want to offer you a free trial of Descript. It is linked in the description below this video, so go grab your free trial of Descript, and then you can go through it with me here. And there's 2 ways you can use Descript. You can use it on your desktop, so download the desktop app like I'm using here. But you can also use it in the web browser, so you don't even have to download software on your computer. So once you're logged in, what you're going to be able to do is click on New Project. Okay, do a video project or an audio project. Remember, video is everything in e-learning and online learning. So yes, this is highly video oriented as an authoring tool, but video, we need it. I've shared all these other tools with you. We need a video tool that we can use to author courses. So when I go new video project, we can do a couple things. We can record directly into Descript using any attached camera to your computer. Okay. You can write AI speech, and then Descript is going to create the audio and video content for you. You can import from Zoom if you want. There's other things you can do as well. But the main thing is you can record, and you can upload files. Like I'm recording this in my professional e-learning studio using a Blackmagic camera, and then I actually upload the video into Descript, and I use it to do all these amazing AI things for me, like writing posts, writing content for me for SEO, all these different things. Making clips so I can put these out as shorts. So for my athlete with asthma business, that's what I do, is I actually run a podcast. So here's the Athlete with Asthma Show podcast. Okay, this was the most recent episode I put out. By the time you're watching this, I have plenty of other episodes out, but this was the most recent one that I put out when I recorded this video, okay? So what I've done is I have the YouTube version. So here's the YouTube version. And by the way, it's called Descript because what happens is once you record into Descript or you upload a video to Descript, what happens is Descript transcribes it and then empowers you to edit the video via transcript. And it'll actually edit it for you by using what Descript calls Underlord. Now, depending on when you are watching this, the AI function of Descript might be called something else. It may not even be called Underlord, but what it does is you can remove filler words. You can have studio sound, so it'll upgrade the sound quality for you, remove retakes, shorten word gaps, all these different things, edit for clarity, all these things, okay? And it'll do it automatically for you, and then you can go in and delete what you want as well. And you can actually even add stuff if you need to, and then Descript has this amazing feature where it'll use your voice or whoever's voice is in the audio, and it will help you actually create words that maybe you didn't even say. All right, or create transitions between phrases by adding a word here and there, and it'll just do it for you. So really powerful AI tool, and it's getting more and more powerful. Depending on when you're watching this, it just gets better and better and better. Amazing tool. I used to use Loom for all my screen capture recordings, because that's the other thing with Descript is you can use it as a screen capture recording. I used to use Loom for all this stuff, and I switched to Descript because Descript is way more powerful. And what it can do is I have the YouTube version, I have the audio version of the podcast where I add these audio bits, right? So I can just add, so you can literally go in here and add files and add additional pieces of content, okay? Then you can also create shorts. So what I did is I actually went to my YouTube version here, and then, yeah, and it'll generate images and all this stuff for you as well, which is cool. And I go to create clips, and I saw how many clips I wanted, and it generated all of these clips for me. So this is how you can create microlearning out of a presentation, out of a long form learning. You can literally upload it to Descript, ask Descript to create clips for you, and here's your microlearning. And then you just go through and you're like, okay, which ones of these do I like? Which ones don't I like? And then you can use these as microlearning and upload these to your platform like TalentCards. You can upload it to Kajabi. You can even upload it to TalentLMS. You can upload it into your Rise 360 project as the video, okay? So that's why I love Descript. It's so powerful, so easy to use, and you don't have to know anything about editing to use it, and you can use it to author courses. Remember to grab all your free trials and free courses in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.